We better get to it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should start with the first game.
Yes. Well, the first game...
The first Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Unless you want to start with... I didn't play any of the other ones.
I did.
Well, I mean, from what I've seen of the first couple Metal Gears, I mean, the first one seems rather difficult, actually.
It is extremely difficult. I don't think I ever beat it in my youth.
Did you ever beat it in your older years? Have you played it recently?
Not recently, but not long after I discovered emulators. I played through it using save states and finally beat it.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad idea, actually. That sounds like a good way to do it. I just looking at the video, like even little videos I've seen and clips and. I guess if you know what you're doing, it wouldn't be that long, but you know, I don't know how long it took you.
I couldn't really tell you. Probably, I mean, it took me a few months. So.
Oh, so it was a pick up and put down. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a game you could just sit and play in one clip.
Well, I'm sure you could. I mean, it was on the NES, and every single one of those were.
Had to be played that way.
Yeah, so.
Well, most, except for Zelda.
Well, Zelda, even, but, well, this isn't about Zelda. It's just.
No.
I think if you were so determined and skilled enough, you could definitely do it in one sitting.
Metal Gear, it was a game about skill. They're all games about skill.
Yeah.
Even at the lowest difficulty, there has to be some.
Not on 3, though, but we'll get to that.
Well.
So, yeah.
All right, 2. We're not going to talk about Snake's Revenge because it wasn't real. It didn't exist, and it was made by a crappy American company. Anyway, I guess as a cash-in.
Probably.
All I know is that it wasn't part of the canon. That's pretty much all I know. But 2 was Metal Gear Solid Snake. Apparently, that's where all the modern stuff that's in all the games started.
Yeah, it was Zanzibar. That's where you met Frank Yeager, Gray Fox.
Well, yeah. Well,
that's where the original ninja appeared.
Because I know Fox was mentioned in the first one, but did you ever actually meet him?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so like looking, because I didn't play 2 either, but actually seeing some stuff from it that you could actually, this is the first time you could crawl in the Metal Gear games, and like the mechanics, the first time they had like a little cone of vision and stuff, and it looked like this is where all the more modern things having to do with Metal Gear, a definite real precursor to Solid happened.
Yeah. I didn't play a whole lot of it beyond messing around in it in Substance, but that's what I've read.
Subsistence? Was it in Substance or Subsistence?
It was Substance.
Okay.
I think.
I have Substance. I don't
no,
think
it was Subsistence.
It was Subsistence. I don't have Subsistence.
It was on disc 2 of Subsistence, which you also don't have.
Yeah, I know. But that aside, now getting to the actual first Solid,
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, the first Solid game. Despite, I used to be a lot better than I was when you saw me. Despite
I hope so.
Well, I never heard the end of it.
But no one does when I watch them play games.
Exactly. I had a little taste of what it was to be Corey.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, whatever. Just never, anybody out, never let this man watch you play a game. If he's played it. If he's never played it, you're fine. But as soon as he does, never let him watch you. Never again. Yes, that's a harsh endorsement, but
yeah,
I'm pretty
true.
firm. Yeah. Even right from the start, you walk you just get this feeling. It's more than a game. It had definitely had a very cinematic feeling to it. I guess he's obviously, with the capability of the PlayStation, you could actually do that, things you couldn't do with the NES or the Super NES.
Right.
I mean, all the nice music, which it wasn't Gregson Williams by this point. It was still the first guy, the in-house Konami guy.
Right.
But I like his music better than
I remember
Williams.
my first experience with Metal Gear Solid was part of a demo disc they gave out for free at Pizza Hut.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh! I know what, I remember that. Oh, yeah, my friend had it. That was the first experience I had with it too, was that demo disc. I don't remember why they were giving it out.
No, just Pizza Hut was doing a PlayStation promotion for some odd reason, like 4 years after the PlayStation was already out. And,
Well, yeah, because Solid came out in 98, and the PlayStation had been out since 95, so yeah, all of a sudden towards about 3/4 of the way through its lifespan, they decided to give away a disc for this really awesome game. I don't remember where the disc stopped.
The disc stopped, let's see. The disc stopped when you successfully got on, or after you were done talking to the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson.
Oh, okay. So when you got to the chief, after you were done, okay. So it was just after you stopped talking to the chief, or was it when you got out the door and Meryl was gone?
Just after you'd stopped talking to the chief.
Okay, because I remember it being a long demo for its time, actually. Because it took, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes the first time to get to the chief. Actually, because you had no idea where the hell you were going.
Right.
For the first time. You know, just walking through, trying to get through that vent, trying to get to the vent, obviously you just, as Snake said, you just can't walk up to the door and ask to come in.
Right.
I've forgotten all about that disc. I have to thank Pizza Hut. But I also have to thank my friend Jesse, who had the game and played it all the time. But yeah, Pizza Hut was my first exposure to Metal Gear, now that I think about it. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. I remember I asked for that game then for Christmas.
Did you get it?
No, because it was rated mature.
Oh.
I wasn't mature.
No,
And then, like 4 months later, my parents stopped caring and bought it for me for my birthday.
The first mature game I got was the second Metal Gear. But, to that later. But, playing through Solid, because Solid is still, I like the first Metal Gear Solid better than 2 or 3, I think.
3 is my favorite. Well, now we've got that out of the way.
I like 3. I think it'll go 1, 3, 2. I think 2 is probably most people's least favorite. Just because of who's in it. But the first one, it had damn good music, had good, I think it had good controls for the time.
Yeah.
When you got to the 2, you kind of look back and, well, it was a simpler time because you didn't have to hide the bodies. I think the voice acting was a lot better in the first one than in the 2. The dialogue could have been written a little better, though. Just some of the things seemed a little off-kilter. But all in all,
a lot of 2 was off-kilter.
Well, I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, the first one.
Oh, the first one, there's some off-kilter stuff, as we noticed when playing it. Well, 2, to say the least, 2 has a lot of strange things in it.
We'll get to that, though.